$250 million.
Let me check out that ring.
What's up, TMZ?
How'd you find me, bro? I got my disguise on.
What's up, man?
TMZ Sports. Welcome to TMZ Sports. I'm Mike Babcock here with Renee Montgomery. What's up, Renee?
What's up, Babcock?
And don't worry. We are going to get to the Atlanta Hawks because we got a lot to talk about today. But first, we have to start with an absolutely wild story involving one of the Los Angeles Lakers' star players, KENTAVIOUS Caldwell-Pope, KCP. Again, one of the Lakers starters who was allegedly robbed for over $150,000 worth of merchandise. Now, we're going to bring in our court guy, Ed Lewis, who has been all over this story, knows everything about this story, to kind of explain exactly what happened. Ed, break this whole thing down for us, because I know it involves guys with guns and just a really scary situation for KCP.
It's honestly horrifying. We had some law enforcement sources kind of fill us in on the situation, and KCP and some friends were allegedly outside his driveway or outside his house around 4 a.m. in the morning when a car pulled up with three men with loaded guns, pointed them at him and said, "Give us your stuff." And it was very, very scary, very, very terrifying. They apparently made off with a Rolex watch, some jewelry, and an iPhone. And like you said, it was about $150,000. Now, fortunately, we're told KCP is fine, obviously shaken up. It's been about 2 weeks since all this, so we think he's moving on and getting forward with it. The LAPD is investigating, but man, it's a wildly scary story.
Yeah, just to think that you're out there hanging out with your friends and you're talking and then guys roll up and they've got guns. Thankfully, look, he signed a pretty big contract. KCP has obviously made a lot of money because he's a really good NBA player. But you can't help but feel that this could have really turned out way worse. And just thank God that he wasn't hurt. The watch and stuff can be replaced. But this could have been a situation where somebody got shot, hurt, or even killed.
Yeah, my first thought is I remember during the pandemic where people were breaking into some athletes' homes, and whether the athletes were there or not, I remember this trend of I felt like athletes were being targeted. And so just for that very reason, I always say this, but have an entourage that's actually useful, a security guard in your entourage, people that can keep you out of trouble and also protect you from stuff. I mean, I say it all the time, but if you're walking around with $150,000 on you, I think you should pay for someone to protect you.
Right. No, that's interesting too, Renee. The company Fashion Nova, obviously that they've become a really big deal. We covered the story last week, not on sports, but on TMZ. The Fashion Nova the CEO, he had somebody that seemingly tried to rob him, pulled up with guns, and there was actually a shootout. One of the suspects ended up dying, and nobody else was hurt except a security guard, because there was a guy who was there who was armed, and he was a hero. So you're right. If you're going to be out there, you might want to think about having some security to protect you, because he's wearing a house on his neck, and there are people out there who are jealous and wish to do you harm when you've had a really successful life. And again, thankfully, KCP wasn't hurt. Should be back next year playing basketball, helping the Lakers. But what a terrifying situation, and hopefully they catch these guys. Moving on to Magic Johnson's the annual, ridiculously amazing vacation. Now, Renee, remember, we talked about this last week, and I said I don't feel like personally that it's actually summer until we see arguably the greatest point guard to have ever lived out there on the yacht with his beautiful wife, Cookie, enjoying the water. It's something that we see Magic do year after year. And we talked about this, Renee. Not only does Magic go out there by himself with his family, but he likes to invite some of his celebrity friends to enjoy the yacht life with him. We wondered when that was going to happen. It's a little bit different now because of the pandemic. Well, good news to report, Renee, because Magic, some of his celebrity friends, are on board the yacht. Holly Robinson Peete and Rodney Peete, remember, of course, former terrific NFL quarterback, joined Magic Johnson. They are in Greece. They hit up a really nice restaurant, enjoying the food, enjoying the scenery. And this is just awesome that the vacation is fully underway. But the coolest part about this, Renee, is the way that the Peete family got to Magic's yacht, because they hopped a ride on Magic's private jet. Now, this is one of the coolest things that you will see. If you look at the tail, Renee, of the actual plane, you will see on one side it has a Lakers logo, and on the other side of the tail there is a LA Dodgers logo. And I did the research here. This is Magic Johnson's private jet. So Magic not only lets his friends come on the boat, but he also lends his plane so they can get across the world and board the ship.
I need friends like Magic Johnson. Why don't any of my friends send me a plane that gets to their boat where we go and travel to all these beautiful exotic places and we eat food that he pays for $1 million a week? Like, I just want to know why my friends aren't doing that, because I was just about to ask, you said they were in Greece. I'm like, well, wow. So they had to fly to Greece to get on the boat, but yeah. I guess not. I guess he handles all travel. I mean, really, we're doing it wrong, Babcock. You don't treat me like that.
It's different. It's different. See, I've been to Greece. The only difference is I was on a cruise with thousands of other people, and I flew coach to get there. So it's different. Those are life goals. That's the way you want to do it. And by the way, Samuel L. Jackson is always on this trip with Magic, and we haven't seen any photos or videos of Sam Jackson yet. But in that photo right there, Renee, one of those beautiful women is Samuel L. Jackson's wife. So I don't know if Sam is going to meet her later or if he's hiding out somewhere on the boat, but it looks like the Jackson family is in the house, keeping up the tradition, the Magic Johnson, Samuel L. Jackson, and now the Pete family tradition of having the coolest summer vacations ever. I'm so jealous. Everybody counting down the days, Renee, to Space Jam: A New Legacy. I feel like we've been waiting for this movie for what seems like forever, but now we are only a few weeks away. The film is dropping July 16th. And Renee, your buddy LeBron James, I want to ask you why you weren't here, got a lot of his superstar friends together. They went and had a party celebrating the movie at Six Flags in LA, and all the stars were there, Renee. We had Don Cheadle was in the house, was in the amusement park. Obviously, Don Cheadle plays a role in the movie. Tyga was there. Chris Brown was there. G-Eazy, MGK, Megan Fox, just a bunch of celebrities. Everybody was out there having fun, again, just celebrating what might be the most highly anticipated movie of the year, and just having a look how good LeBron looks too, by the way. Look at that. Look how swag. Why were you not here though, Renee? That's my question.
Well, as you know, Babcock, our Hawks are in the thick of things in the playoffs. You should know this very well. We tied it up 2-2, but no, you're right. This has gotten a lot of buzz. Space Jam: A New Legacy. I mean, I remember I grew up on the first Space Jam.
Yes,
I watched that movie. I know every word on the soundtrack. So I think that anticipation stems off of a lot of us. You know, we were kids when the first one came out, and this is the adult version. We know LeBron. We love LeBron. So we want to see what's going to happen with it. Yeah.
Now, that was great. Everyone had a good time. Look at LeBron making Don Cheadle look like a kid there. I have got to show you some video because, like at an amusement park, they have a basketball hoop. And sure, maybe it's a little bit smaller than a regulation hoop, but Tyga and Chris Brown, they put some shots up, Renee. And I want you to look. Chris Brown was stroking it.
I'm about to say, Chris Brown can hoop. He's actually a real baller. Yeah, no, Chris Brown, like, I mean, if you haven't seen him in the celebrity games, okay, Tyga, that's okay. That's the amusement park rims. Those aren't made for making shots.
But it's not that small, Renee.
Listen, I'm just saying, Chris Brown can actually play. I've seen him play in celebrity games and his stuff. So, Tyga, that's all right. Those rims have gotten all of us at a certain point.
Can I get you, Renee, to make an offer to Tyga to help fix his jump shot? Can we do that?
Yeah, listen, Tyga, I got you on some shooting lessons. Hop on a track with Serena Grayson. It's all good.
Oh, that's it. A little trade. What's the legal word? Forget the legal word.
Quid pro quo.
Yeah, there we go. Quid pro quo. Welcome back to TMZ Sports. You know what time it is. We are about to run and gun with Renee Montgomery. Yes. We got 3 quick hitters again for you. Renee, we are finally going to put this Tour de France story to bed. Obviously, we've talked about this a couple times this week. Woman trying to say hi to grandma and grandpa, puts the sign out in front of the cyclist, causes a chain reaction. There were guys who were hurt, bikes were broken, and a lot of angry cyclists. So remember, we told you that the woman had finally, after 3 days, turned herself into police. She is facing a charge. She was also facing a civil lawsuit brought on by the folks who run the the Tour de France race. Again, a lot of this really expensive. God, that looks really bad, that picture. A lot of the Tour de France, these bicycles are $20,000 bikes. There was damaged property, and they were really mad, and they had filed a lawsuit. Well, the woman seems remorseful, Renee, and the Tour de France has actually dropped the lawsuit against this spectator.
Amazing.
So, yeah, so only the legal charge, not facing a long time in jail or anything like that, just a fine. But she doesn't have to worry about the lawsuit anymore.
I mean, I'm happy to hear that because we talked about this before. There wasn't malicious intent.
No.
We've seen people do some crazy stuff and they meant to do it and it's ridiculous. But she was really just trying to say, hi, Grandma, hi, Grandpa. And that's why I said I felt her because anytime I'm on those stages like that, I always say hi to my folks. So I'm glad that they dropped it. I mean, it's unfortunate. $20,000 bikes just blew my mind just now. Sorry, I didn't know. I'm not in that world. I did not know people are dropping 20 racks on bikes, but I'm not surprised because they take it serious. And so that's what makes it tough too, because people train for a long time to be in that race.
For their whole lives. Yeah, absolutely. All right, moving on to our second story here. So, these gender reveals have become a big deal. Everyone does something kind of fun and creative and out there. I really like this one. So Hunter Henry, star tight end, recently signed, just this offseason, as a matter of fact, with the New England Patriots. There is his beautiful wife, Parker. They are expecting a baby, but we don't know boy or girl. So what did they do? They took the gender reveal, Renee, to the stadium, and let's watch what happened the moment Hunter and Parker found out whether or not they were having a little baby boy or girl.
I think it's a girl, so.
I think it's a boy. For sure, a boy.
I think we're back and forth on it.
3, 2, 1.
No!
I knew it!
Yeah! Let's go! Yeah!
Congratulations, but wow, what a flex.
Yeah, what a flex. Big time flex. All right, and finally, today is a very special holiday. Arguably the biggest holiday, the best holiday of the year. It's Bobby Bonilla Day. Have you ever heard of that, Renee?
No.
Okay, so let me explain. In 2000, Bobby Bonilla was about to be bought out by the New York Mets. But at the time, the New York Mets were having money problems. They had gotten tied up. They had gotten involved with Bernie Madoff. Remember the notorious Ponzi scheme guy who stole billions of dollars? Well, the Mets didn't have a lot of cash, and they couldn't afford to pay Bobby Bonilla $6 million. So you know the deal that the Mets made, Renee? They agreed, starting in 2011, to pay Bobby Bonilla $1.19 million every July 1st until 2035. From 2011 to 2035, 25 years. They are ultimately going to pay him something north of $30 million when they only owed $5 million. And today, again, Bobby Bonilla Day, and not just Bobby.
Today is a celebration. Then I need one of those type. Listen, I need one of those type of deals. If you owe me money, pay it to me over time. Let it triple, quadruple. I don't even know how much that is.
It's like 7 times.
That's 7 times the amount of it. He only owed $5 million. And he's about to get 35. We can do a little money math. That's 7 times the amount. I'm gonna tell anybody that owes me money right now. We can stretch it out, baby. If you got it, I don't mind waiting.
I want that Bobby Bonilla contract. A couple years ago, we actually got Bobby on Bobby Bonilla Day, and of course, we had to ask him about the holiday, and this is what Bobby said.
Do you guys have a celebration on that day?
No, actually.
So how did that all get set up? You're going to get paid $1 million plus until 2035. How did your agent negotiate that?
He's a special man, Dennis Gilbert. Help me out with that.
Oh my God, he's a special young man. You better shout him out. Dennis Gilbert, holla at me. I want those type of deals, baby, okay? What?